What is up, everybody? Renfail here. Hopefully you are doing well. It's time to dive into a housing guide, which will be fun because this is a system that's pretty vast, it's pretty complex. A lot of games have housing. New World does it in a way that kind of reminds me of EverQuest 2 a little bit in the sense, well, I don't want to get into the weeds here, but many games have housing. This game is like many other games in that respect. And the housing system is fairly simplistic, but it can be complex depending on how deep you want to go into it. I probably will never get super deep into the housing in this game just because I'm not going to spend 4,000 hours here. I do have many other games that I play as a content creator, so I'm just dipping my toes in long enough to at least have a house, decorate it. You've got my little pooch here, Fido, and if we go inside, I've got some stuff on the walls here. I've got some trophies, which give me some buffs, and I got like a fishing net, and then of course I got a backyard where I put a plant, and we got some other stuff that we can put in here. But before we get to any of that, we just kind of need to talk about the housing system and how it works. So let me go ahead and leave my home here. Every town that you visit, every settlement that you come across in New World Aeternum is going to have some type of housing in the game. Now, it's not going to be readily evident when you look at the map, but if you can look at the center of all the towns, there's usually some sort of crafting hub, and then outside of that are lots of yellow buildings and streets. And your objective here is basically to run around and look for signs like this right here, which show you that this is a house available for purchase. Now, as you're doing this, you're going to notice at the bottom that there are minimum requirements to purchase said house. You can view the house, or you can purchase the house. By the way, when I said EverQuest 2, one of the reasons I wanted to say that is because of the way that these houses are instanced. So everybody can have the same house if they want to. It's just you get your own instanced version of it. So like this one obviously already has a person in it because there's decorations out front and that's being shown. I don't know that this one has anybody in it. So if I were to click on this, we would be able to view the house, and then it's going to allow me to see all the various people who have this house purchased and the various points they have, which are related to the amount of things they have decorated in the house. And this is sort of like a rating system that allows you to see who has the best decorated house in the given area. So in this case, we would look at Nesta Archer's residence, go inside of it, and we're going to see how they've got their house decorated. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the person who is winning is the one whose house is shown from the outside, like, which I think is kind of cool. So this is this version of the house. We can come inside. It's got an upstairs, cozy little bedroom with fireplace, and then a downstairs with fireplace. And for those who like the fireplace, it's a great option. And then the tiny little yard. And we can exit this, and we can see over here, we could go into this one. This one probably doesn't have anybody. No, it does not. And if you look over here on this one, this is my house, and I don't know that anybody else owns a version of this one yet, which is why it's only showing mine. But I bought this one because I liked the backyard. This is the primary reason I bought this place, was because it had a cute little backyard that looked out over here, and I could run around and have a little gated area and put stuff back here. And then upstairs, go upstairs, and there's a cozy little bedroom with a fireplace, which I have yet to decorate because I have not yet made any furniture. And oh yes, you can make furniture. That's one of the many things you could do with housing in this game. But first and foremost, that's how you find the houses. They are in all the different towns. Now, this is what my house looks like on the exterior. That house next door is red. This whole town has an aesthetic. Maybe you don't like the aesthetic of this town. Maybe you would like to go check out the aesthetic in a different town and buy a house there. So why don't we check out over here, Oxborough Village. And let's see what the housing looks like here. Because every town has its own aesthetic. So you can kind of run around and pick and choose where it is that you want to buy a home. And you know, in terms of the visual style that you want, the layout that you want. But also, for some people, they're also selecting a place that has a biome that they like in terms of what does the exterior landscape look like. So Looking out at the surrounding hills and mountains, what does that look like? So here we're in Oxborough, and you can see that this place has a completely different look and feel. We've got brick housing. We come in here, go view this house. Let's look at this person's building. We can go in here, and you can take a look at what this place looks like. So we've got some brick walls, similar upstairs, downstairs scenario. This place has 3 stories. That's a cool looking dog, by the way. Oh, and a balcony, which is kind of cool. I'm willing to bet I can't bail off the balcony. I can. However, yeah, it won't let you actually exit because these are instanced, so you'd have to exit out. So the first thing you're looking for is, what is the aesthetic that I want for my home? And then also looking at the environment. Now, factoring into this for many people is going to be the faction of a given area, the territory, because that will impact the things that you're doing here, like crafting, and also the cost of your upkeep can be impacted by who controls the territory. So I need to, by the way, I need to spend a storage space. And when you're leveling up, getting faction in the various regions, along the way, along with station fees, trading fees, and storage, there will occasionally be options to reduce the percentage of the tax that you have to pay, the rent, the upkeep that you have to pay on your house. Because not only is there a initial cost to your home, there's also upkeep that has to be paid to maintain your home. By the way, I'm going to go with storage here, because I always go with storage and harvesting speed until I see one of those lowered rent options pop up. So let's just say, go back over here, I'll show you what I mean. Because my house has an upkeep on it, which we will travel back to in a minute. But if you look at this, all of these have a purchase price up front, and that purchase price not only is related to coin, it's also related to the standing. And if we look at this, we can see what the house entails. It's 20,000, and it's 180 coins to maintain. And there's a faction discount based on which faction is controlling the town at any given time. So if your faction happens to be controlling it, you get a discount. If other factions are controlling it, you do not. And then there's other discounts that get factored in because of the choices you've made when leveling up your standing in an area. I can also show you how many trophies you're allowed to have, how many items you can place, items and pets, and what's the cooldown on fast travel. And of course, you can choose to preview the house, which is the same thing as just entering, which we did earlier. So this is another home. You know, I don't mind this one. This might be a fun one to buy as a secondary home. You can own multiple homes in this game, as long as you can maintain the upkeep. That's the big thing, is you need to be able to continually pay the rent in order to keep the house. Otherwise, the house disappears. I'm assuming everything goes into escrow. I've never actually tested that, so I think all of your housing items would either go into escrow or just automatically go back into your storage shed for the local area. You don't lose your items. I just don't know exactly how that works because I've never lost a home. I always play my upkeep. Anyway, those are the basics, I should say, of how to find a home, how to buy a home. You need coin, you need faction. How do you get faction? Well, you go into a chosen territory, whichever territory governs the place that you want to buy a house in, and you have to do side quests and board quests and harvesting and many other things in that area to level up. I own a home in Windsward, so that territory I have a standing of level 20 because that was the minimum that I needed to be able to buy a home down there. So that's the basics. I keep saying basis. Well, I guess basis works as well. That's the basis of how to purchase a home. Now, let's get to the next fun part, which is decorating your home. And I'll have a completely different video on the beginner's guide to decorating. I'm only going to show you a very brief version of decorating because that's a whole nother video. And then we're going to get into a little bit on the crafting of things for your home, which again, I'll have a future video coming out that is all about the beginner's guide to crafting items for your home and doing that home decorating system. Stay tuned. There's a whole series on housing that's in the works right now. This is the first of those housing videos. This is the overall guide to housing. And then we get into the granular stuff as we go along. If you've never followed my channel before, guys, I do this for all the games that I play for any length of time. So we've got in-depth guides for like No Man's Sky, Lord of the Rings Online, World of Warcraft, Star Wars: The Old Republic, games that have housing and many different crafting systems. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. So once you're in your home, you're going to notice a bar at the top where you can, as an example, pay your upkeep. My upkeep is not due for 2 more days. It's 122 coins. It's actually due in, excuse me, early morning here, 4 days, 7 hours, but the next payment's due in two days. So in 2 days, here it even tells you, 50% of the original purchase house of the cost will be refunded if you abandon, and all trophies and furniture will be moved to the storage shed. So if you lose your home, that's how that works. You can also choose to just remove everything to your storage shed right now. When it comes to decorating, the same rule applies for crafting. You either need to have it in your inventory or it needs to be in the storage shed for the local environment where you are located. So in this case, we're in this town. I believe this is Corinth. I've placed 13 of 150 decorations. My decoration score is 92, which is not that great. And in my inventory, it shows me that I have these items that I could place. So let's go outside and place the wheelbarrow as an example, because it's an exterior decoration. So we're going to choose the wheelbarrow here. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate it just a bit. And I'm going to need to move my character just a little bit. We're going to put this caddy corner to the stairs right there, and we're going to drop it on the ground just like so. And then it gave me 8 points towards my decoration score. And then in here I've got things like a tall red cypress trellis. Oh, can I just put that on the wall? It snaps. Lock to surface on, grid placement on. There we go. It's not wanting to let me place it there. Oh, it can't be touching the ground, maybe? Well, I kind of want to center it. Can I do up a little bit more? That might be too high, but I'm just going to put it there for now, just so that it looks there. And then I've got like a box of pirate rum. Let's go ahead and put that inside here. Now, I like the box of pirate rum. We're going to have that right by the door, because why not? First thing when you come in the house, everybody, go ahead and grab yourself a bottle of pirate rum. And boom. Then when I'm done, I can leave the decoration mode and you can see things as they're laid out. Now over here I've got stuff stashed on the floor because I just wanted to have it placed, and I haven't actually done anything with it because I haven't got any chests or tables or beds or anything else yet. Which leads me to the next part of this, which is, let's go ahead and leave here. And we are looking for, wanting to say it's the workshop. So we're going to go up and hang a right, it looks like. We're going to go to the workshop because one of the really cool things about the housing system in this game is that you can craft furniture for your home. This again goes back to EverQuest 2. I love the housing system in EverQuest 2 and how many ways that you can decorate the home and craft items. It's right here, isn't it? Nope, oh, that's the kitchen. Where the heck was the... That's not it. Oh, it was down. I gotta go across the way. Here's the workshop. This is what you're looking for. The workshop. Excuse me. And down in here, if we scroll down, we got to go way down. You find furnishings for your home. Now, I don't have a high enough skill set yet to do any of these. I have 0 furnishing. And it looks like you need, at least to get one level. I don't have the resources, that's why. So these are the things I can actually make already. And then this one, as an example, requires level 59 furnishing. So you can make some stuff to start, like an ash dining chair, bar stool, a wall shelf, a rickety wall shelf, rickety bookcase, bunk bed. These are all things that you can make from the start, but you need timber and iron and ash stain, which I don't even know how to make yet. I'll have to figure out how to make that, or if it's something purchased. And this is what's coming in the next guide in this system, along with the decorating, is the making of all of this stuff. So one of the things I'm going to be working on as soon as I'm finished with the main quest is finishing on getting all of my resources together so that I can start actually crafting the furnishings for the home, because I want to finish the decorating series as well. So hopefully you'll be sticking around for that. So the big thing here is that you can own a house. The house is a free recall. So in the sense that you now have an additional house that you can, an additional recall point that you can come to for free if you use it once per, I think it's every 2 hours. And then from there, you can use Azoth to speed it up. By the way, you can also have more storage in your home. Somewhere in here is like storage chests. I would have to go out and find them. But you can also just throw stuff on the floor. So that's a great way to store things as well. So there's a lot of reasons to own a home beyond just the aesthetics. It's the extra recall, it's the extra storage space, it's the extra place to come and hang out and have a visual place where you can put pets and the items that you find in the game. And there are a lot of different houses. I only showed you 2 different types. There are a lot of settlements, and houses can get really, really, really expensive and require you to do a lot of territory faction grinding to get access to them. Somebody is floating in the air here. That is awesome. Move away from that sound effect. That was pretty gnarly. Anyway, folks, that's the end of my Ultimate Beginner's Guide to housing in New World Aeternum. It's a big system. There's a lot going on. We've got more guides coming in the pipeline, and we've already done a slew of guides up to this point. So hopefully you'll check them all out. There's a playlist down below. Daily streams at 9 a.m. Mountain here and on Twitch, and we just started recently adding TikTok to the mix. So make sure to follow all the socials, check out the Discord, and you can check out my work as a sci-fi and fantasy author over at the Patreon as well. Till next time, everybody, stay safe and happy gaming.